Hey everybody, welcome to Powerhouse Soul Mat Pilates with Shay. I'll just be demonstrating a few moves, but first I want to tell you about the principles associated with Pilates. So first there's breathing. In Pilates, you want to resist the urge to hold your breath. So a lot of times when we're nervous, when we're anxious, when we're scared, what do? We freeze up, right? When something is difficult, we freeze up. And so we want to make sure that we're breathing and letting the movements be articulated by the breath. Your inhale and exhale is very important throughout. Breathing is the first and last act of life, according to Joseph Pilates, and so it is essential. The next is centering. We not only center ourselves on the mat, top to bottom, left to right, we center ourselves, we center our thoughts. Pilates is not yoga, but some of the mind, body, spirit principles are definitely overlapping. And so thinking about centering yourself in terms of the purpose of the exercise, your adherence or connection with the teacher, with the instruction, sometimes with the music. Not every Pilates teacher uses music. And then next, concentration, right? So you're concentrating on your position, you're concentrating on your form. Again, you're concentrating on your breath. Um, the next is control, and not control in the typical way that we think of control, but you're letting your breath articulate your movement. You're not letting momentum control you. Okay. Most Pilates movements are slow and controlled. It isn't about rushing through things or even doing things perfectly, looking like the teacher, looking like the person next to you, or on the screen. It's about being in touch with your own body and knowing yourself in that way. The next is flow. And so that's very much related to what I was just speaking of. And so Pilates movements aren't robotic and static. And so get into your flow. Sometimes it's the flow that's going on with your internal dialogue, your internal kind of confidence and attunement to the process. But sometimes it's the flow with the music, right? You're grooving to the song, grooving to the beat. Don't let that interrupt your form, but you're still kind of vibing and grooving with it. All right. The last one is precision. Precision does not mean perfection. Precision means precise form. Again, excellent breath, and let that be the guide. Okay. Why is that important? Because if Pilates is all about breath and spinal alignment, we don't want to injure our spine. And so we focus on precision so that you're not hurting yourselves. Pilates instructors are mostly dancers and physical therapists. And so, as you can tell with both of those, whether it's rehabilitation or elegant movement that's flowing and endurance and things of that nature, it's very important. So, focusing on your core, focusing on your breath is key. All right, so that is part one of this video, which is the principles. We'll get into some of the movements later, but thank you. With Pilates movements, one of the phrases that you may commonly hear is when in doubt, leave it out. Listen to your body. Know the difference between pushing yourself for motivation and again to build your endurance versus like your mind tricking you that I can't do that, I'm not doing it right, whatever the case may be. But when you feel pain instead of pressure or that gentle push that's going to take you in a certain zone of performance, that's a good thing. But when in doubt, leave it out. All right, see y'all next time.